So the balance changes out, and surprisingly there is no nerf or modification towards the BP50. And while the situation is indeed surprising and quite shocking, but instead there is a huge list of buffs to various assault rifles, SMGs, some operator skills, and so it is an interesting approach, because if BP50 gets a nerf, we would just go back to the previous meta. And now when there are many guns that have been buffed, it is possible that some of them will peak, and in such a case we will simply have more options. And there are 4 pages, there are like 2 main patch notes and 2 additionals, and some of them, for instance Peacekeeper, they contradict each other. So it is possible that Peacekeeper is not getting as much of a range buff, if any. But well, let's have a look. And the very first thing is a minor nerf to the MG42, which is again interesting because I personally have removed the LMG from my loadouts in the current season, simply because BP50 is just better, and well, I tried many various gunsmiths, but the gun was just not performing as well as it did previously, and now it's getting a nerf. Now the M13 buff, it is a upper chest and damage multiplier, which has been increased, so it is a solid buff, and I mean, it obviously makes M13 more viable, and considering that it is a like faster assault rifle, it kind of fits in the BP50 meta. Next is the FFAR1, and upper arms multiplier increased from 1 to 1.17 to 1.17, it's like times, I think, not percent. And it is a pretty sizable buff again, and FFAR is also a fast assault rifle variant. AS-FAL received a base bullet speed increasement and hit flinch reduction, and once more fast assault rifle. AK-117, ATS movement speed has been increased. And so these are 4 fast-paced assault rifles which all have been buffed. And I don't know, obviously it makes them more viable. And so in the meta with the BP50 and aggressive SMGs being quite good, all these 4 assault rifles they kind of fit in, and I expect, hope, anticipate an increase of their usage. And so the meta is just going to be faster than it was before. Now moving on, the Peacekeeper buff, like I said, it was changed in the additional pages, so it kind of seemed that nothing has been added after all. Now LK24 received a bullet impact buff, as well as base ADS bullet spread has been decreased. And well, it is a slower assault rifle. I don't think that it will be a very viable choice. However, EM2 damage increasement, and the damage increasement is only the third range by 23, so not much has changed, but the gun is quite usable even now, so it could also be a viable choice after the balance changes happen. FR556 on the other hand, ADS time was decreased, so ADS is now faster, and bullet impact has been increased. And FR556, it was one of those guns that they are quite usable but just not great. And after the buffs, I'm actually quite interested to check it out. On to the next page now, PP90 Bison, it says that base ADS bullet spread accuracy has been decreased. And I'm trying to understand what it means. I think that it's like that it got better, that the bullet spread is not as severe as it was before. However, the large caliber ammo, it has been certainly buffed because the damage range debuff has been removed. And even this season I've been using PP90 Bison and made a video on how it is now good. So after the buff it will certainly see play. Mac 10 chest multiplier increasement, it is a good addition, but I don't predict the gun becoming like super meta because we already have Fennec and CX9, but it becomes more viable. Now hit flinch detection, it is a good thing. Crossbar attachment ADS bullet spread debuff, also good. Although main issue for me with the hates would be the reload time, so it has not been changed. Operator skills, death machine increased body part multiplier, upper and lower arms multiplier is increased as well. Which is cool, it will make the operator skill notably more viable. And like, it should be, I think, that way, because you're carrying a huge LMG weapon, and so it should do notable damage. Gravity spikes, slightly increased recharge speed, munitions box the same thing, misdirection device, activation energy needed reduced. They are good changes, but they don't really impact a lot. Shocker C nerf for the activation score from 450 to 490. I think it's good because it's still quite achievable, but just there will be fewer of them every match. And nowadays, often we are just spammed everywhere. So slight decreasement of the activation score, it is a good thing. Increasement rather. Now fast recover perk, health recovery increased, good thing. I mean, maybe we will be able to just use it in the red zone and have something else in the green instead of a quick fix. Additional season patch notes page 1. Now this is where things get a bit tricky because I see quite a few mentions of buffs just being repeated. And what is different is that KN44 has received a bullet impact nerf, which is strange considering that KN44 will be in the draw with the mythic ghost. ICR received a modification, so the range has been adjusted, it has been increased a little bit, and bullet impact has also been reduced. But I mean, bullet impact, it is about a hit flinch that the gun causes, so it is not a huge difference. M16 bullet impact increased, so yeah, not a huge difference. AK-117 I see the same buff. AK-47 bullet impact increased as well. ASM-10 bullet impact increased. Manowar bullet impact increased. Rage bullet impact increased. Peacekeeper, now this is the debuff kind of thing, looks like adjustment. FR556, we are seeing the same things as well. Same things again. The final page shows that M13 has received a damage nerf, which is just weird considering that we were just buffing it, but okay, less damage now. And EM2, it is the same thing, the damage range as it was the buff, and bullet impact increased. And I mean, maybe the lack of a nerf to the BP50 is a good thing, because I mean, it is a fun gun to use, it is a powerful gun to use, maybe a bit broken, but it is good for like newer players to just start playing ranked. And considering the buffs that we are getting for the aggressive assault rifles, for BP90 Bison, for some longer ranges assault rifles, the meta is most likely going to be different, as many of them we can compete against the BP50. And I'm certainly looking forward to the next season, because it will surely be better than the current one. And yeah, I'm curious what you think about the situation. Also, it is still possible that the BP50 is going to still be nerfed, as the changes we are usually like we are after the leaks, but it is still possible that something will be changed, you know. But yeah, this is the situation.